So in every way, shape, or form, the Poco X3 is going to be a better value for your money. Okay, so I'm getting my brakes fixed and I'm getting my bike washed right now. But I've been looking over comments about the video I made with the Poco X3, and people have continued to ask me, Poco X3 or Redmi Note 9 Pro or the Note 9S, whatever, what is the best value? So I thought might as well give you guys an idea about what I think is the best bang for your buck if you're looking for a mid-range phone. Now, I've gotten to have a little bit of hands-on time with my friend's Redmi Note 9 Pro. I'll put a link to that video up here. I've yet to get my hands on the Poco X3, although the device is going to be launching here in Vietnam. I doubt it's gonna replace this being my Xiaomi Mi 10, but I thought I might as well give you guys a really comprehensive overview of the specs. This is all coming off of Kimoville. I'll leave a link to this website in the description. Okay, the Poco X3 weighs an extra 6 grams more than the Redmi Note 9 Pro. Both devices have the same 6.67-inch LCD display. Now, the display of the Poco X3 is obviously going to be the 120 hertz refresh rate display, whereas the Redmi Note 9 Pro has a normal 60 hertz display. Also, the maximum brightness of the Redmi Note 9 Pro is 400 nits. We don't have a reading yet, or we don't have information yet on what the maximum brightness of the Poco X3 is going to be, but if it's anything less than 450 nits, 500 nits, you're gonna have a little bit of difficulty looking at that screen outside. Both devices have Gorilla Glass 5. Now, the frame and the construction of the Poco X3 is said to be aluminum or aluminium, whereas the Redmi Note 9, I believe, is plastic. Now, what we really want to be talking about is the specs. Now, the Redmi Note 9 has the Snapdragon 720G, whereas the Poco X3 has the Snapdragon 732G. Both of these CPUs are at the lower mid-range CPU performance area, whereas the 768 or the 765, that's in the upper end, that's a little bit closer, at least in performance, to like a Snapdragon 845. Now, one area of interest is both of these devices have the Adreno 618 GPU, which is going to matter for gaming if you're looking to game with either of these devices. RAM on each of these devices is 6 gigabytes and it's LPDDR4X. Now, Antutu scores overall, you're looking at 274 for the Redmi Note 9 Pro, whereas the Poco X3, you're looking at a 301 Antutu score. So it is a little bit of a higher score on the Poco X3, which is to be expected with the faster CPU. Now, storage on both of these devices is UFS 2.1. The Redmi Note 9 Pro has a dedicated micro SD card slot for expansion, whereas the Poco X3 is a hybrid slot, so it's either 2 SIM cards or 1 SIM card and 1 micro SD card slot. Damn, are you guys enjoying this video and you want to support me? Best way to do that is hit the subscribe button. If you guys want to interact with me, Twitter is an excellent place to do so. Also, check out my Telegram channel in the description down below. And if you guys want to put some money into my pocket, just use my affiliate links. Okay, back to the video. Both of them are going to have the side-mounted fingerprint scanner. Because they use LCD displays, you can't have the in-display fingerprint scanner. My experience with the fingerprint scanner on the Redmi Note 9 Pro, the device is pretty much instantaneous in regards to unlock speed. And it's in my video example linked up here for you guys if you guys want to see how fast that fingerprint scanner is. Both of these devices, I think, are going to be really fast to unlock. The next thing that you guys might want to kind of touch on, both of them have an LED notification light. The Poco X3 does feature a cooling system. So the next thing that really kind of took me by surprise when reading the spec list of the Poco X3 compared to the Mi Note 9 Pro is that in my mind, I was thinking this is like a more budget-oriented device aimed at gaming. It's coming in at a low price point, and thus I was thinking that Xiaomi was going to have to restrict this device some way. They were gonna have to hit it with like the cripple hammer, because what they've done is they've made a device that goes head to head with the Redmi Note 9, but surprisingly enough, they didn't. And it's something that is really shocking to me. In regards to cameras, for the Poco X3. We have the Sony IMX682, which is very similar to the 686 with a different ISP, and it's not capable of doing 4K 60. That sensor in most cases is going to be superior to the Samsung GW1, which is the Samsung 64 megapixel sensor. Both of them have 1.89 aperture lenses, meaning that you're going to get a similar amount of light in both. Both of them are going to use pixel binning. We move to the ultra wide camera, and again, you're going to get the 13 megapixel ultra wide camera from the K30 Pro and Xiaomi Mi 10, a better camera than what we have on the Note 9 Pro, which is an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera. Both of the cameras are going to feature an f2.2. We're not seeing any kind of real crippling of the camera systems on the Poco. The next area, which is maybe the only area that we're seeing much of a difference in cameras, is that the Redmi Note 9 Pro has the 5 megapixel macro camera from the Redmi K30 Pro, Poco F2 Pro. So if macro photography is your thing, then get the Redmi Note 9 Pro. But the reality is that looking at both of these devices on paper, Xiaomi has not crippled the Poco X3 in really any massive way when compared to their own Redmi Note 9 Pro. And in many ways, the Poco X3 is a Redmi Note 9 Pro killer, even though these devices are going to be going like head to head in a lot of markets, because the Poco X3 is going to be getting a really, really big international launch. So for my money, unless there's a huge discrepancy in price between the Note 9 Pro and the Poco X3, I can't think of a reason that you would get the Redmi Note 9 Pro. The Poco X3 is going to have a higher refresh screen, better cameras, aluminum chassis. Both of them are going to have the same 33-watt charging. If you run the Poco X3 at 60 hertz, you're going to get comparable battery life. So in every way, shape, or form, the Poco X3 is going to be a better value for your money. If you guys like these videos where I get out a little bit more, show you guys a little slice of life here, let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, peace. Damn, partner, you might be sad that this video is over, but don't worry. Go ahead and check out this video right here. It might be a camera comparison, or check out this video right here where I talk about headphones. Either way, I'll wait for you. Still waiting.